Yeah, hello. Welcome to the very first Spielworxx Twitch chat. And I hope that you are all safe and healthy and that you right now can hear me, because you already notice this stream is technically state of the art and very advanced. But this is not really the focus of this stream. I may improve over time, but we'll see. And yeah, right now life, as you all know, is different, and to me at least it is dangerous, because I did some gardening and I was hit hard, and probably I should not do this. And you also noticed that I need a haircut badly. I'd like to give you in this weekly chat a few hints what's happening at Spielworxx, and also maybe something what is happening in our gaming industry. So we'll see. If you have any questions, or if you would like to make some comments, please post them here in the chat so that I can see them. Yeah. And by the way, if this works out, I will record this and upload it tomorrow. Yeah. So the topics for today are first the release of Claude Sirois' Grand Trunk Journey game. And by the way, Claude it's Claude's birthday even today. And he's not only a great designer, but also a wonderful person. I was able to meet him last year for the first time. It was a wonderful experience talking to him, playing some games of him, and of course testing. The Grand Trunk Journey. This is a pick up and deliver train game, which has some very neat tweaks. So first of all, each player has its own deck of cards to manage the train, to move to different locations. But what the game, at least to my mind, sets apart from other train games or pick up and deliver games is that it has a very neat just-in-time mechanism. So if you reach with the right amount of stuff, the right location at the right time, then you get bonus points. And this is, in my opinion, really outstandingly done by Claude. And the Grand Trunk Journey, this is a game for 2 to 4 players, and it plays between 60 to 120 minutes. The game for all you US customers is currently on the boat to the US, and it should be in the BGG store once that one is reopened, sometimes in May. So please check it out if you have a chance. And please, although this layout right now from the stream is not really good for this, you see the box of the game. I will. If you look at my website, you see some pictures that definitely give a better idea of the physical components of the game. The next topic I would like to talk about is my partnership, so Spielworxx partnership with my friends of Indie Boards and Cards and Stronghold Games. And as you may remember, we did the Die Macher Kickstarter last year, and very soon, I may know the exact day tomorrow even, we will do together the Tribune Kickstarter. And Tribune, if you do not know it, is the second game in the Color series of games by Spielworxx. And the new edition of Tribune includes the base game, which was done in 2007, plus the expansion, which was done a year later, I think. And it also has some new components included and a few nice tweaks to the game. Tribune is for 2 to 5 players, and if you play with a Bruti family, then it's even for up to 6 players. So, and I'm really glad that Indie, Boards and Cards, and Stronghold are doing the game together with me. And this Kickstarter also means that the game, at least for a long period of time, won't be in general distribution. So if you are interested in Tribune, please check out the Kickstarter that will be announced soon. Okay. But this is not the only thing I'm doing together with Indie and Stronghold. Later this year there will be also a Kickstarter for featuring Jason Dinger's second game in the Tribune trilogy of games, and this is Crescent City Cargo. And at the same time, if you have missed Captains of the Gulf when it first came out in late 2018, then you have a chance to purchase a second edition of this first game in the Tribune trilogy, because they will be offered together. And although it's a trilogy of games, both games are mechanically completely different ones. And what else is going on at Spielworxx? Last but not least, there is Mo Canales, Lyndon Martins, and Brian A. Wilcott's The Cost. And this is really a serious game, because you, the player, are running a company that is working in the asbestos game industry, and you are trying to make as much profit as possible. And really there are moral decisions each player has to do. And hopefully, and this is one of the intents of the game, it will make you think. But as you all know, a game has to be mechanically successful and strong too. Otherwise it's not a game you will like. And I can assure you that The Cost is both interesting mechanically and also innovative. And I will definitely touch on the mechanics of this game in a future stream. But before I'll now respond to any questions you may have, I'd like to touch one. Well, at least it's a kind of industry a topic, and this is testing. And Spielworxx, so from my point of view, we were in a good position. Luckily, we had completed all testing for the 2020 releases already in the fall of 2019, so late last year. And we were able to start testing in earnest the 2021 releases already at that time, till COVID-19 hit us all. And so while we are in good shape right now, each week that we are not being able to test games, especially in a 3 or 4 player mode, will maybe result in delays. So it really depends when the restrictions are lowered or when we are able to get together again. But right now it doesn't seem to be very soon. We'll see. And I test and I play a lot online, but right now it seems to be that Tabletop Simulator is the most popular platform for online testing. But personally, and this is just me and an old fart, that I hate Tabletop Simulator. It's a platform that I really don't like to use. So for pitching, I like the platform, and even this morning, my time, I had a wonderful pitch by a designer, and this was very useful using Tabletop Simulator, but it's just not for me for testing. But here I'm also lucky because the Jason Dinger, so again Jason, he has put together a test module for the third game in the Tribune trilogy, which is titled right now Acadians. And this test module is for the Vessel platform, which I think is way better, although it's older. And in my opinion, it's the best one for online testing. So we will play our first online test games of that game early next week. And I'm really thankful that Jason has done this module. So this was just a very brief background what is happening right now here at Spielworxx. And as you may know, I wrote that we will do this up to 30 minutes. But if we see that we are done after a few minutes, then we are done. So, but I would like to maybe you have some questions and I will gladly answer them. So I now have to multitask, which is not easy for me because I now have to take a look at the chat at the same time. So let me see, are there any questions that you would like to have answered? So please post them right now. Yeah, I see by Matt, welcome Matt, by the way. Matt is also a fantastic designer, and I will do at least 2 games by him in the future. So he's writing that tabletop simulator is worse than real life, and I cannot agree more. But as he also states, it's better than nothing. And if we are alone at home or do not have a partner for our favorite type of games, then what can we do? So yeah, I agree, Matt. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Matt is saying that he is working on a tabletop simulator mod for squaring Circle right now, and this is a game that really fits Spielworxx very well because first mechanically very strong. It's a gamer's game, of course. But also it's a game that tells most interesting stories. So I'll touch on this in a later episode, but you can be sure this will be a wonderful game. It uses a rondel with a twist. It has this city of Circleville, so it's really, really nice. Mm-hmm. And there's another question I just see. Do you have any new games coming from Per Sylvester? Particularly something like North American Railways. Well, right now I'm in constant contact with Per, so it's not that we are phoning each day, but we are in contact and I respect him a lot. He's really a fantastic designer also, but right now I have nothing on my table from him because Per is normally designing games a little bit outside of my field. So he likes, and I'm generalizing, of course, games which have a shorter play time. But if Per wants to pitch me a game, I'm all ears. So you can be sure that he's a wonderful designer, no doubt about it. And I see another question. Are you considering getting any of your games onto platforms like Board Game Arena or Simula? Yes, and there is already a game of mine, and of course also from Stronghold Games, because I saw Steven earlier here in the chat. That's La Granja. So you can play that game online on Board Game Arena, if I'm not mistaken, but I think this is true. And Chris, hello Chris, I see him here too, he's confirming this. So yes, as beta version, thank you for all your helpful comments. Is this, another question, is this or will this be a regular thing on Twitch? Yeah, I hope to do this once a week on Twitch here, if you are not all bored by me, by this old face here. And right now I'm considering only doing this to give you some info what's happening here. But I streamed the game of Pax Pamir second edition by Whirligig last week. So I may do so for some of my own games in the future. What I'm thinking hard about is because a lot of my earlier games, La Granja, Orkrite, and all these there are available modules for Vassal. But recently, it's a matter of time to get this all done. For my latest releases, there aren't any Vassal modules. So what I'm thinking about is to get back to this practice, so to have more Vassal modules. TTS modules, if somebody wants to do them, yes. Tabletopia, yes. It's just unlikely that I will actively pursue this. If somebody else wants to do a game for these platforms, I'm all for this. Yeah. Okay, so anything else? Games are on Tabletopia. Yes, some Spielworxx games are on Tabletopia. This is true. And Stephen is just there. You are eating lunch. It's evening. No, we are right. So hopefully you are enjoying your wonderful Florida weather. And we have here in Germany, and I'm really, really glad to notice this, we have rain for the first time in about 10 to 14 days today. And as you know, it's only April. So it's so dry, or it was so dry over here, that I'm really lucky to have some rain. Which games are on Tabletopia? I think it is also La Granja. It may be Orkrite, but I don't know. You have to check it out. Daniel, hi Daniel. So Daniel, of course, is also a wonderful designer that I was able to meet in person it was the second time. We briefly met at Gen Con before, at BGG-Con, and we played some games. And he asked any news from Spielworxx. So yes, I can give you some brief news on Spielworxx. So Spielworxx is a small game company by Phil Schmidt, and Phil Schmidt was a former editor at Eggert Spiele, and right now he is editor at PD Spiele Verlag, and PD. They are, for example, doing the German original edition of Concordia, which of course is a classic game. And Phil of Spielworxx, he started his own tiny company, and I helped him a little bit setting up the company. So the first release from Spielworxx will be Daniel's The Watch game, which is a fantastic game, plays in about 45 to 60 minutes, is for 2 to 4 players. And I think last week, but please don't nail me on this, Phil, he signed a contract with PD Verlag, so with PD Spiele, that PD will distribute worldwide Daniel's The Watch game. So this is also fantastic news. So another question: will Spiel 20? Will this happen or so in October, or will it be a Twitch YouTube thing? I don't know. I don't want to be too gloomy here. I hope that Spiel will happen as a live event, but I can't imagine it right now. The world is changing, and even if most restrictions are gone at that time and international travel is possible, I doubt that a lot of people will want to meet at a gaming table at Essen. So I think it is too early, but hopefully I'm wrong, because although for me I'm so stressed as Essen, this is really my worst week of the whole year. But it's still wonderful meeting friends, especially international friends that I can't meet easily at another time. And it's also very good for myself, seeing a lot of other players enjoy playing games. Because if you are working from home here in a rural area, sometimes I'm asking myself, wow, who's playing all these games? There are another 10 new releases out this week. Next week there are another 20. Who's playing all these games? But if I see people get together at Essen, this is also for me reassuring. And although Essen drains all my energy for the next week, it also in a way recharges my energy at the same time. So yeah, I don't know, I doubt that Essen will happen, but let's see. So we get another is this maybe, I don't exactly know, but this could be Stefan Risthaus, who is there, and he says Orkwright and colonialism are at Tabletopia. So thank you, and hello to Stefan, who is of course the author of several of Spielworxx games, not only Orkwright, which he mentioned, but the very successful Gentes. Okay, yes, I may do a live playthrough. This would be really cool. You have to just see, it's a lot of work to really do well, and I'm technically, as you notice, I'm not the most advanced person. Oh, hi Mira, good to see you there. Yeah, lunchtime in Florida, 27 degrees. Yeah, well. Spielworxx game event. This is an interesting question. And will there be a Spielworxx game event in the future? And like Pegasus games or similar events? Second thing, I can already say no, not like Pegasus games, or because I'm way too small to handle this, and I don't want to handle this. Pegasus, professional, great company. They have press events. They have gaming events, they have lots of helpers, and they can manage this, and they have they are their own event team that can prepare for this. I can't do this, but still I'm thinking about a Spielworxx game event for next year, but this would be very, very small, invitation only, maybe, so for a very small group of people. Could happen, and I'm sure we would have a great time, but anything bigger, no, this is out of the question right now. Another question, what will it mean for the board game industry, both the bigger players and the smaller developers, if Essen gets cancelled? Yeah, well, as I already said, well, in one thing I'm even happy, but of course it's not a good thing. So I think that the large convention and fairs, so Origins, UK Games Expo, Gen Con, the things in France, the things in Italy, so Lucca, and of course Essen, they are most important for and PAX Unplugged, of course, now in late this year in Philadelphia, if it's happening, Berlin Con in Germany. They are very important because people are coming together, they are enjoying the games, they see how much fun it is to play a board game at a table with friends or with new people. So I think it's most important for the industry, because we are in a social industry. We need to get together to enjoy our games. So for the industry, it's also, of course, good having these convention and fairs, because I can meet with a lot of interesting people, and it's way easier to do this by Skype, by phone, or by mail. And it's always gives me new input, and I'm thinking a lot about this afterwards. So I think it is a bad thing for the industry if this is not going to happen in the next future. But well, maybe for next Kickstarter, backing level, yeah, It is a little bit early. Maybe for next year we could have a Spielworxx event invitation backing level. Good idea. Thank you. Maybe if you're planning a smaller event at a small inn, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, where we can sleep at the same place, and then in one larger room, we can play some games. Of course, there's another very familiar name, at least, not face right now, Purple Shiba, he's there. Hello to Bochum, to the Ruhr area. And he asked, do you think Essen will take place even if international travel hasn't restarted? A smaller event could be. I think that the organizers have hinted that they are playing something like this. I have no inside information about this. I don't know if it makes sense, but right now I don't want to think in these terms. I want to be hopeful, and this means that an Essen may happen, but I don't know. The Gathering of Friends of Uli. The Spielworxx game event will be called the Gathering of Friends of Uli. Stephen says, well, is it just you and me then? Or so a very small event, probably it needs to be. Well, I'm not sure. But at least it's a good idea what we can plan. And yes, somebody is saying Europe needs more events like that. This I agree. It's just what you have to see. Even if I'm planning this in a small inn for, let's say, 20 or 25 people, basically I need to plan it. And my day is already really full. And I need to do some things for a while that is different from board gaming, and so let's see. Let's plan for this maybe for next year. Or it was good that you mentioned this, because it gives me some more food for thoughts for the future. And looking at the time, I don't want to kick anyone out here, but I think we will move everything else to next week. If not something really strange happen, I would like to do the same thing next week. And if you would like to do to see some topics, both Spielworxx and or industry covered in a future stream, or would like to ask a specific question in advance, please get in touch by mail. And my mail address is uli@spielworxx.de. So I try to talk about this question or this topic at the start in a more coherent way, in a longer way, and we go from there. Okay? So, thank you all for this, and I can see you next week, and I can only say, well, bleibt gesund, as it is in German, and play some nice games. So, goodbye, bye-bye.